Hey everyone, Lauren from A Girl and Her Wool here. So today I'm going to be doing an update with the craft journal stickers, my notebook. So I'm going to be doing a few things today. So one of them is I'm going to be reflecting back on February, everything I worked on, everything I finished, so it'll be a little crafty project update here. And then I'm going to be setting up March, so I'll talk about some of my March goals. And then I'm going to show you guys the April kits. So I have the April kits all designed and ready to go. So I'll be showing you guys what they look like. I'm really excited about them. I, at this point, have not decided what I'm going to use for my monthly kit. And so we'll see in the moment. I think doing this once a month will be, a great way to kind of reflect on what I'm working on and talk about my goals. And so let me know if you like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you do. Comment below on things you want to see with this craft journal. I'm also going to be showing you guys another new sticker that I have as well. All of these kits, so what I'm using for my craft journal is this 8.5 or 5.5 by 8 notebook that I got off of Amazon. I'll have it linked below. It's a really inexpensive notebook. It has quite a few pages in it, and it comes in a lot of colors. I know I have a boring black here, but it does come in lots of different colors, and it's just a great plain line notebook that I'm using for this, and the stickers just make it organized and nice and cute and pretty and all those fun things. So I'm really enjoying it, and I'll show you guys more once I flip this camera around. Okay, so as like a refresher, in case you guys don't really remember too much about what we've done, or you haven't seen the first video on it, these sticker kits just kind of go into the notebook. You can set them up how you want. I was thinking of putting business goals on here because, again, I've talked about it a lot before, but I don't have necessarily a lot of crafty plans for the year, but I want to be able to continue to show this, and so I don't think I'm going to use this for a business one. I might set up like a separate business, either a business page in the back or something, or whatever. But anyway, so I will be filling this out. You guys will see this filled out for sure. Project plans for the year. Again, I'm going to get going on filling this out, and then we will be adding a finished project. And then I just have these monthly kits, so really cute designs, and then I just have sections. I don't know if you can see from so far away. We will zoom in, but it says crafty goals, whips, finished objects, and notes. And then I have these project highlight pages. Wow, I put that in crooked. Project highlight pages, and it just comes with all the, you guys will see these up in more detail if you haven't already, but it just comes with a lot of the titles that you probably would want or need to kind of track, and it's just a fun thing to flip back through. You can see I'm using like one page for each thing. If you have a lot going on, you can certainly use like a lot of pages for these, and spread this out. If you want to add pictures to your project highlight pages, you could do that as well. And yeah, so kind of going into February, we'll kind of start here in terms of what we're going to update, because I do want to talk through, reflect back on my February. So zooming in here so you guys can see a little bit more, I used the kind of Valentine's Day February kit. And then my crafty goals for the month was to get this craft journal like business really launched, which I did. And finish the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, which I did. If you guys haven't checked out that Faux Friday post, definitely go back and check that out. And then I wanted to start a sweater for my niece, which I have as well. And we'll kind of talk about all of that in more detail. So my whips going into February was my Slipstravaganza shawl. I have a vanilla pair of socks that I'm using Oink Pigments on. And then I had my sweater for my niece. I set this up midway through the month, so it was a little bit weird, but that is totally fine. And I did finish my Slipstravaganza shawl. So one thing I want to do is just kind of flip back to the finished projects page and add that in there. And I'm going to use like a thicker pen this time. So the project was the Slipstravaganza. The category that I plan to use on these is like shawls, socks, whatever. So this is a shawl, and the notes for that I might leave out, but that was the Mystery Knit Along, and for me it was kind of a sample in the shop. The notes you can take and leave there are whatever you want, like maybe it was a gift for somebody, maybe it was just for you, maybe it was your first whatever notes you might want to remember and keep on it, you could certainly do. Okay, so flipping back over here, so again, the finished objects were the slip extravaganza shawl. So the other thing I want to do here, and I just want to move the camera a little bit, is to kind of take some of these notes. This is going to be a little bit awkward angle for me to be writing on, but one of the things that you can get are these labels, and so they are just little labels that you can use as headers, which I plan to do right now. So these are ones that I also use like as the headers here, so you can use some of those scripts over it. So like this dark gray, you might not want to write on, but it would make a great background for some of the scripts and things that we have. So the first kind of notes I want to take is on, I'm gonna just do it, I'm not gonna do it on the slip extravaganza shawl. I'm just kind of over that right now. So I'm gonna just write down the vanilla wink. And what's really great about these labels is it just makes it stand out. So now I can kind of jot some notes down and then do the same for Hannah's sweater. So I was, when this month started, I think I was like just past the heel. So I've now knit up to the ribbing. So I just started the ribbing. I think I have like, I'm like 1 or 2 rows into it. So today is the 28th, but I don't actually plan on working in that so much. I'm like really focused on the sweater. So that is something that I've been working on while I'm dyeing, and so that is fine going into March with a sock. Almost done. I still have the second one left to do. So this is on sock number 1. And I'm just going to make a note of that I worked on this while dyeing. Again, it's just like a couple of notes that I can use to just like quickly jot down some things to remember when I reflect, especially like going back at the year, or just like if I'm sitting and talking to someone about projects, then I can just like really show, you know, remember and jog my memory. Or next year, if I'm like, what was I able to get done in February of last year? We were still in the pandemic. Hopefully we're not next year, but that kind of thing. And then Hannah's sweater. So for my niece's sweater, I cast this on during the month, and I am, again, up to the ribbing. That's so funny. So, so I cast this on and knit the body up to the ribbing on the hemline on the bottom of it. So the body is basically done on this sweater. Kid sweaters are definitely faster, but I have to say that I have been working on this monogamously. So I cast this on. It's a top-down sweater. It's a basic stockinette sweater, but the sleeves have lace on them, which is really pretty. And so it was a little bit slow going in the yoke just because you would have like those lace sections. So I'm sure the sleeves are going to be a little bit more time consuming, but they're just also so small. So so the body, again, it's stockinette and it's an open cardigan. So it was just knit a row, purl a row, back and forth, which wasn't the most exciting. I was kind of thinking I should get like a more complicated project on the needles, but I also wanted to just kind of get this done while we're kind of going into spring, because it's a fingering weight sweater. The gauge is not super tight and the leaves are lacy. I thought that it would work well in the spring and summer, like in air conditioning and that kind of thing, like over a dress. So I'm totally fine with finishing it in the spring. Her birthday is the beginning of April, so I'm thinking if I can get it done and mailed to her so she has it for her birthday, that would be awesome. She's seen a picture of it and absolutely loved it, was excited, which was such a great feeling. So I am, while you know, now that I'm gonna be done with the body, I will be on a more complicated section by doing the lace sleeve. So I think that will work out well. So I'm just gonna make that, hoping to finish it for her birthday. And I'm just gonna say like that I worked on it monogamously. Obviously, I just talked about working on the socks, but those were during dyeing. So during my like crafty time, this is what I was working on. So you can see, if you have a lot of projects going on, if you're gonna wanna take a lot of notes, you probably will want to reserve this page for it. I think I will, moving forward, not put anything on this page. So I'll kind of show you guys that when we set up March. So that is kind of closing out February and reflecting back on it. It's awesome that I finished this up. Actually, you know what I want to do? Oh, I didn't write my golden dusk one. That will bother me slightly, but I actually finished up my golden dusk shawl first. That was a shawl. I'm actually gonna just write West, and this was in Mystery Knit Along with Tammy Gore. And those are the only things I finished up this year, I think. All right, so that is kind of reflecting on February. Then of course I have these project highlights that I will go back and add more information on. And then this is a project highlight for Hannah's sweater, so I definitely need to go and add more notes. I'm going to definitely be using this to add notes for kind of similar to what I wrote here, but I just want to kind of write notes on my thoughts throughout it, and I just obviously didn't get there yet. So I left a page blank because I wasn't sure if I was going to work on anything else, but that is fine. That way I can take more notes. And I started to set up March when I was setting up the rest of the notebook, but then realized it was like so early in February that I was jumping the gun a little bit. But that's what we're gonna finish doing now. So like I just said, I'm going to, and if I didn't show this already, the book also has a pocket in the back, which is where I'm storing like the sheets until I finish them, which some of them really are finished and probably can get thrown out, but. All right, so I'm gonna finish getting March set up, and then I'm also going to so we'll finish getting March set up. So for March, what are some of my crafty goals? So I want to, I want to finish and mail Hannah's sweater. I feel like it's a pretty, like, there's no reason why I have to finish the socks. Like, there's no reason for me to put that as a goal. I'm thinking of doing Amba O'Brien's Mystery Knit Along. You guys will hear a little bit more of that on Friday in my shop update video. But she offered up advanced copies to yarn people to get samples knit up in their kits, so that way they can kind of show them, and that is something that I am leaning towards doing. So that would probably be happening in March. So I think I probably will end up doing that, but I'm still kind of undecided about it because I don't know. So if you guys don't know, the Mystery Knit Along will start in April, and I know some people were a little bit worried about the color work. It's actually going to be mosaic knitting, and it is really pretty. I think I'm just going to do it. Work on, I think it's the Caledenia shawl, which is the Amba Mystery Knit Along. And other than that, I'm really not going to set too many crafty goals. So that is that. So then the next label, I'll leave a few lines just in case, especially because I do plan to give myself the second side here. So then the whips that I have going into here is the Vanilla Oink socks and Hannah sweater. And if I end up having more, it's not necessarily going into the month. If I end up working on more things, I'll add them in. So I will leave kind of some room for that. So it'll just be like projects that I worked on in the month. I do have more whips going on. I have the Adventuresome wrap that I'm doing with my advent calendar. I just keep putting off when that's like gonna happen. I don't know. So we'll see. So I'm just leaving a lot of room here. Honestly, I could have left more room for that. And that is because I want to add in the notes on the second page. One of the other sheets that I offer for these kits are the strips. So if you wanted to kind of expand this into the 2 pages, you can get more of the headers. So that is what I'm going to do here. So I am just going to add a second header page here and not make it too crooked. Okay, so that is going to be where I add in the last on here, which are my notes. And so I will be able to take notes on the month throughout the month, and then of course when we reflect back on the month, we will use that section there. So, and then what also comes on here are more thin strips. So as I take notes, if I want to kind of divide them up with these, I can certainly do that. But it will just leave more room for things here. So like when we were doing February, we started to like kind of run out of room. Okay, so I'm not going to set up any project highlights because I have the sweater one. Maybe I'll end up doing the Oink Pigments one on this blank page for February. I started them probably like last summer. I don't know, something crazy, but that is fine. So I have another March kit too that you guys can go back to the previous video and see because I don't have it here. You know what, I'll show it to you guys really quickly. So the other choice for March kits are the gray and yellow. So instead of getting kind of the greens and pinks, you can get the gray and yellow. This is what the project highlight page looks like. And then of course there are strips and labels as well. So March has kind of those 2 options. You kind of got peeks at what February, one of the February kits were these hearts with the bright pinks, and then the other February was the snowflake blue. So this is that February kit. And then the January kits were, one of them had like these gloves and sweaters and things on them, not sweaters, hats, scarves, and then the other one had the navy blues and blue grays. And then I also have 2021, the finished projects in like the rose gold theme. So you can kind of see those there. So I definitely recommend checking out the video from the last video that I did where I went through all of that to kind of see all those kits. But I am going to show you guys April. So for April, where did I put my stack of April kits? So for April we have, and you guys will see kind of how the kits all come. April kit 1, we're definitely getting into the spring themes here. So April kit 1 is a really pretty plaid that has like blues, yellows and pinks, and then like some green. And so then I have kind of some of the bright blue here for the main color for the headers for the month kit. Every kit has the project highlight, which you can add on. So all of these are available a la carte. You can get all of these separate. So if you like certain pages and not others, you can do that, or you can buy the full sets, which are the 4 sheets I'm kind of showing you here. But if you have more than one project that you're working on in the month, you can definitely pick up extras of these as well. So project highlight for the plaid kit 1, and then these are kind of like the green in there. So you can kind of see the green in there a little bit. The blue is brighter than it's showing up there. And then we have the labels, so kind of the main colors from the plaid there. And so these are great to add behind Any of these if you want them to be headers, or like you saw me use them kind of to point out the notes and kind of things like that. And then of course the additional strips. So if you order the full sets, you'll get one sheet of each of these, or you can buy a la carte. So if you know you're not going to want the strips, you can just buy the 3 separately. So that's April kit 1. And then April kit 2 is also really fun for spring, and we're bringing in the purple. So pretty purple flowers. There's light purple and the dark purple and some greens and stuff. So you get kind of the brighter purple as the main color. The project highlight with the strips, and then this is the lighter purple. And then the labels, where I bring in some of the light green, a nice springy green, and then the strips. So that is April kit 2. Oh, and I'm supposed, oh no, I'm not setting up April, so we're not, yeah, I'm not setting up April. We set up March, yeah. So I have no clue when April comes which one I'm gonna use as my main kit, but we will find out next month. And then the last sheet that I wanted to show you guys is a new sheet that I'm introducing this month. And all that it is the months, and this is in a dark gray, so it's the same color that I put up here. It's not a true black, it's just a really dark gray. When you look at it, it definitely looks gray. It does not look black. And my thought process on this was, let's say you really like, let's say you really like January kit 1 or kit 2, sorry, that has like the hats and gloves, and like you just want that as a uniform theme for a few months. Instead of using this script here, you can then just use this script for any month that you wanted to. So if you just want to buy the month kits and then ignore this label, and let's say you want to use this for September, you could then just pull the September script on here and put it on here, and then it would be good for all the months. So that way, if you like any of the past kits, again, you can use them for as many months as you want, or maybe you really like both April kits and you want to use both, and you want to use one for May and one for April, you can do that and just ignore the script that comes on there and take one of these. So I thought that was a really great idea if you want to kind of have a more uniform looking journal, or you just don't want to use the months in the months that I call them that, then you can certainly do that. So yeah, that is a new kit for this month, and it's a month headers kit. So that will do it for today. I will just put this here, or let's put the nice background of the April kits. So again, these are now available. My plan is to have them available kind of around this time, so late, like the last week or the first. I think what it will honestly be is the Tuesday leading into a shop update, unless that happens to be a die with me. I think it's going to happen every once in a while. So either the last week of the month or the first week of the month on a Tuesday, I will be launching the next month's kits, and then kind of doing this reflection and setting up the next month. So let me know if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below on what you want to see. I'm going to be, again, offering these up in different sizes, so if they're not already available, the 8.5 by 11 might already be available, but if not, they're coming soon. So if you want to use this on just like plain computer paper or a notebook that is 8.5 by 11, you can do that. So as always, let me know what you think, and I will see you guys on Friday with a shop update for yarn. So I hope to see you there. Bye.